folks, y'all, you see what just happened? I just got the whole shot. I don't even know what to do right now. Welcome to Hardcore Enduro, where it's all about getting out, riding the hard stuff. I'm George, the guy behind the bars and the voice behind the mic. We're racing today out in Springler, California at the 4Aces 76. Can you imagine? 76th annual Hare and Hound. I mean, that's a 7 and a 6. That is amazing. That is... I mean, I didn't even know Hare and Hounds were going. I mean, what were dirt bikes even back 76 years ago? What did a dirt bike even look like? I have no idea. I mean, there's guys racing today that are like the legend class that were like born when this race was going. That is just, it blows my mind. Anyways, folks, I got the whole shot. So that means I gotta be the rabbit running out here in the front. I gotta set the pace for everyone else on my line. Now, they started a little bit different today, which I don't know if this is how it's run now. It's been a long time since I raced a Hare and Hound. If you guys didn't know, last year, a whole year ago, I started out at the Checkers Hare and Hound down in Johnson Valley. I had high hopes and dreams last season. I thought I was gonna I entered the whole series, so I thought I'd maybe make a top 3 for the whole series. I was like, you know what, I did pretty good previous year, and I've been coming on strong. I think I'd get a podium. I told my wife I'm gonna sign up for the whole series. So we came up for that Checkers Hare and Hound first of the year. I just really was trying to smash it, going out fast. I was taking a little bit extra risk than I normally would take, going a little bit faster than was safe to, it was so dusty. The opposite of today. There's no dust today. It's so nice racing today, just no dust at all. Had rain this week prior, and it was beautiful riding. Like, we'll see. We'll get up to some traffic here, and there is, no dust at all, so you can ride fast. And I think that's what this race today felt like. It just went by really fast. And I think that's a big factor, is there's no dust. So you could race. You could get up behind somebody, get pelted in the face with the rocks, but you can get behind somebody and get a pass in, which I'm not the best at. I'm still a little timid on passing. You'll see I did much better today than I normally do. And I did make some good passes. I was going pretty quick. I pitted next to this guy, Sean, and at the end of the race, I told Sean, I was like, man, this race just went by quick. I don't know if the difficulty was down or what it is. It just felt like it flew by. Like loop 1 just flew by, even loop 2. Other than the big valley got across. Loop 2, you got to cross from the north side of Spangler to the south side. You got this big valley, and it's just a bunch of whoops, a bunch of creek crossing, a bunch of little, bump, and you just got to hold on for dear life as going through the sandy washes at like 80 miles an hour. But it felt like the race really just flew on by. Anyways, getting a little sidetracked. So we're talking about the start of the race. A little bit different start Hare and Hound that I've been used to in the past. Usually it's a big bomb run where you got like all the pros, all the experts, all the intermediates, all the novices. It's just one mass group of people, which is, it's so chaotic. Oh, coming up on a pass right here. Now, I got some guys' names. I didn't get everyone's name, and if I got your name wrong, I apologize, but I tried my best to get everyone's name correctly on here. It's kind of hard to do sometimes. You don't got the numbers, can't see who it is. But past that guy, sorry I didn't know who it was. I like to call out your names just for knowing who's out there. It helps me know people out there. When I do that for Hard Enduro, my other races, and you get to know people out here and you make friends, and it just, for me, makes the race that much better, makes the videos better, because you're like, oh, there you are. Hey, there he is. Hey, that was me. Here I am. Hey, did you see that guy over there? That was, what's his name? I like that. I wish we had numbers on the back. Some guys do have their numbers on the back, and they have their last names on the back. That makes it a lot easier. Unlike this guy. I didn't know who that was, but I passed you. There he is. Going pretty good there, Trixie. Coming up here, I hear a guy behind me. I hear it's a 4-stroke guy, and I can hear him, but my attitude is, I'm not gonna let you pass. If you rev on me, I'm gonna let you pass. But if you're not revving on me, I'm just gonna keep on riding and make you have to pass me. I mean, I think that's fair. If I'm coming up to somebody, I have done a couple times. I do it this race, one time, but I enjoy figuring out how to get around someone. That's part of the racing. That is racing to me. Is if you ain't passing, you ain't racing. That's my motto. Anyway, so I hear this guy behind me. I can hear the 4-stroke going. I'm pushing hard. I'm like, I don't want him to pass me, so I'm pushing hard. And you get up here, and you're gonna have some rocks to split through right here. Almost dump it out right there. Hit that rock there. Keep on going. You can hear that rumble. We get up here, and we're gonna zigzag through these little rocks, drop it down, hang a left, and then listen for that 4-stroke behind me. He disappears. Right there. He's gone. Like, I don't hear him at all right now. There's Stephanie. She's taking the outside line to left. Gonna drop down here through these little rocks. Get the pass on her. Yeah, Trixie doing good. So tire set up. I've changed out the rear and the front moose. I put a non-drilled out. It's a plus sheet moose, and the rear is not drilled out, which is supposed to be 6 to 7 psi. It is used though, so it might be a little bit less than that. And then I put a 525 cheater in the rear. I do have my VE33S, but I'm gonna save that just for a little bit softer terrain. This really fast style of riding, a little bit harder carcass does, I think, a little bit better. So I got that 525, a little bit harder carcass in the VE33S. For the front, I changed out to a skinnier front tire, so I'm doing an 8100. Usually I like to run 9090s, but I do the VX40 9090, so it's got a little bit softer tread, really good, really grippy on rocks, like granite rock stuff like that. Yeah, calm down, stay cool. Got a long race ahead of you there, buddy. But I really like the skinnier tire. I used to run fatties. I don't like fatties in the front. They walk out of ruts too much, and I find that the skinnier tire, it just stays in the trail. It's easier to stay on the single track. I'm off the single track, pulling this guy ahead of me, taking the hard line, getting passed by Steve there. Look at him rip. Showing me how it's done. That's how you get by, guys. You just let it fly. Well done. Now, Steve's in my class, and he won loop 1 out of my class. Now, I got him back, so something happened in loop 2. Either ran out of gas or maybe scared himself a little bit. I don't know. Either way, I come back on loop 2. And loop 2 is usually my better loop anyways. I do better in the hardest stuff. I like the climbs. I like the worse it gets, the better I do. At least that's what I tell myself. Get around David here. Good job, David. Make me work to get around you. I like that. You don't gotta pull over. Some guys pull over. You always ride your own race. Don't get pressure. If you hear a guy behind you, I mean, I did it today. I heard a guy behind me, and it puts pressure on you to stay ahead of him. You're like, all right, I'm gonna twist the throttle a little bit more. Look at this guy. Went down right here. I hope that didn't happen to him. Hope you're all right, buddy. I've been there last year. That was me laying on the ground. It sucks, but I hope you're okay and you get back to racing, because that's what we love to do. I love to do it. But always ride your own race. It's easier said than done. When you hear someone coming up behind you, like I passed David right there, you hear someone coming up, sometimes letting a guy by is easier for you, because then you're not pushing yourself to stay ahead of them, you know? But other times, maybe you need that extra boost. Or it's just racing. You know, make him make the mistake. You know, dump his bike out, pick a bad line or whatever. Make him make the mistake of trying to get around you. I don't know. My buddy Dan, he wants to race Virginia City Grand Prix, which is a great race at Virginia. Where are you going, George? Stay in the line there. Got these dangerous road crossings. We're gonna drop over here and then get in this max gas sand wash. There was a bunch of these max gas sand washes today where it's just open her up, twist that throttle. I don't have a steering stabilizer, so I get the steering wobbles when I get the high speed here. So I gotta hold on extra hard. I'm like flexing my lats, my arms. I'm like trying to keep everything tight, keep that steering wheel from just wobbling all over the place. But getting back to Dan, he wants to race the Virginia City Grand Prix. It's a fun race. It has the most unique and awesome start of almost any race. You start in this old town, Virginia City. You start downtown. It's a big race, 500 riders. The Grand Prix, so you're running about 20-mile loops, 25-mile loops, depending on how they set the course. And it's a fast-paced race, except most of the races like this right here. We got like a service road, and you got like a right line and a left line, and usually one of the lines, one of the sides is a good side, and make a pass, you got to go on the hard side, and it's just kind of sketchy. I don't like that. I wish they would do a little bit more single track, or they don't have to do single. They do have a little bit, but just a little bit more wide opening, where it's just not following service roads. I don't know if they have environmental reasons they got to follow out there, or if it's private ground, or what's going on with the deal. But it's a fun race anyway. Dan wants to do that. And I just bring it up because when it comes to passing, and the Virginia City Grand Prix, people get kind of pissed at you if you don't let them pass. They get behind you, you don't let them pass, just because it's kind of dangerous to make the pass. Whereas the Hare Hounds out here is a lot of open room. You can cut corners. It's a lot easier and safer to make passes on this race than it is the Virginia City Grand Prix. Even though these high-speed runs of the Hare Hounds still stress me out. I'm always like, trying to pass someone. Don't get kicked out by a rock and don't go over the handlebars. Doing really good though. Loop 1 just flying by. Trixie doing really good. I'm trying out a new riding technique as far as my body position on the bike. I was watching a couple videos and what the pros were doing. The top guys lean a lot more forward on the bike. Their heads forward. Their heads like past the number plate as they're going hauling balls across the desert here, through the washes, through the whoops. And that allows a couple things. It balances out your body weight so your arms aren't getting fatigued. Before, I'm always kind of leaning back. I'm always having to grip really hard with my hands onto the handlebars, and my hands get so fatigued, my forearms get fatigued. Oh, Alexander missing the turn. Alexander had that really bad start. He was the last guy up the line, just ahead of me there on the start. Other than like Trixie here, back to the body position, going fast across this open wash. Look at the front fender, it's almost out of view. I'm really leaning forward, putting my helmet, my face is like over the number plate right now, really leaning forward. And so the other thing that does is when you're going through fast stuff, if your butt's not over the back seat, if the back end gets bucked or kicked up, you're not going to get bucked off flying over the handlebars. So it's safer, and it feels easier. Like you don't feel that seat just kind of hitting your bottom. You're forward, that back end can bounce around all at once, and you're actually in a safer riding position. Yeah, going through the checkpoint. That was quick. Those swipers were quick. I've always thought it'd be fun to be a checkpoint. I'd put out my boombox, I'd be playing music, be dancing around. It'd be a good time. I don't know if they have rules. I know one checkpoint, they wear costumes. It's kind of fun. I remember one year the guys were just standing there in like red Speedos. I thought that was hilarious. And kicking the motos, one of the checkpoints, they're barbecuing hamburgers out there. And if you want one, they'll give you one. I thought that was fantastic. I think if I was going to do a checkpoint, that's what I'd be doing. I'd be having a party out here. People would want to stop racing and just join my party at the checkpoint. There's Grumpy's photos. I hope I got a good photo. I think I saw the sign and stood up. Whenever you see the Grumpy photo sign or photo ahead, you got to stand up, do something cool so it looks good in the picture. Riding the Sandy Wash guy to Edward right there ahead of me. These Sandy Washes, man, you gotta watch out. If someone passes here, you can't get right behind the guy because he'll throw a roost and you're just getting pelted right in the face. All these little rocks just boom, right in the face. That happened several times to me today. In fact, it's gonna happen right up here. Get past on the left here and then watch all the rocks fly right in my face. And well, that stung. It's like bees smacking your face. But that's what you get. If you don't want that, don't get past. It's that simple. Or wear a full face helmet. At times like this, I wish I was wearing a full face helmet. Man, those rocks, they pelt you. They happen several times too, Sandy Washes. But I got people back though. Gonna get around this guy. Come on, George, give him some juice. Throw some rocks in his face. Yeah. That's how you let the other guy know he been beat. You throw rocks in his face, you got beat. Look at these sharp turns here. I'm telling you, I'm not the best. Although I would say I did better today. I don't know if that's my front tire setup. I like the 8100. I went to the fatty, and now I'm to the 9090. 9090 is really good for the hard enduro style, but this fast-paced stuff, I think I prefer the 8100, the skinnier front tire. It tracks better in the rut. And that harder moose, of course, you're slamming off rocks. You're going fast. You need that extra cushion for the rocks. I run mooses, y'all. If you run air, I don't know what you'd be running for air pressure. I haven't done an aired up tire for a long time. I think I was running like 13 PSI back when I was riding with tubes. It's been several years now. Get around here, look to the right. Look at this rock formation. Someone stacked stone right there. Right there. Built a little shelter, like someone was living out of it or something like that. Travis gets out of my way. Thank you, sir. Hey, it's always nice. I mean, I like racing, being competitive, and getting around a guy, but hey, if you're gonna let me go around, I'll take it. It's like finding a dollar bill on the ground. You're like, thank you, I'll take that. Now it's gonna take a while to get the next pass here. This guy, I think he hears me coming, and he just takes off. I get up real close, and then he just takes off, and I lose him again. You can see, looking at the front of the fender there, I'm not riding as far forward as I should be. Standing up, which is good, but you can stand up leaning back, and you can stand up leaning forward. And I need to, depending on the scenario, when you're going fast, you need to stand up and lean forward. That way that back end can bounce around if it needs to. If you guys haven't watched a Hare and Hound race before, the race format, didn't talk about this earlier, the race format is 2 loops. And what I really like about it, it's not a Grand Prix. Grand Prix, you rerun the same route. So if it's a 5 mile, 10 mile, 20 mile loop, 30 mile, whatever it is, you're doing laps. You're just doing that course over and over again. Whereas a Hare and Hound, each loop is new. So this is loop 1, which is roughly, they average around 40 miles. Usually it's like a little under 40. This one is 36, 37 miles. And then you got loop 2, which is the harder route, and it's 40 miles, but they'll have some more hill climbing, more obstacles that you got to get through. Stuff like this, though, you got to watch out for. Look at that big rock back in the middle of the trail there. Loop 2 is going to get me. There's one little ridge. I go over the top of it, and I wasn't expecting this steep drop down. I go over the bars. You'll see that. It's right at the beginning of loop 2, sort of. And but loop 1, not supposed to have any of the hard stuff in it. It's supposed to be fast through the desert. And I get so stressed out. I don't know how the top guys do it. You look at the times, the top guys are coming in over an hour before George is coming in here. You look at Gunner. Gunner killed it today. Came in 4th place overall. Man, that guy is flying. I remember seeing him a couple years ago, and he's gone from back mid-pack to now he's one of the top guys riding. Just fantastic to see younger guys improving. I wish my nephew was racing. My nephew would be one of the top guys right now. But he's swimming, playing water polo. He'll get back to riding one day. Overshot that turn there, Georgie. That wasn't helping out your times. I did that several times. I even got lost. Hare and Hounds are notorious for losing the ribbon line. I don't know. You tell people you got off the course, and they kind of look at you like, you know, how do you get off the course? And all it is a little pink ribbon. I ripped off several today, actually, with my bike here. There was one got stuck on my arm. I'll point it out to you. It's, I think, on loop 2. It just stuck on my, go through a bush, and I look down, the bushes on my arm has stabbed me a whole bunch of times, and I got this pink ribbon hanging on. I'm riding with the pink ribbon on my arm. But it's so easy to lose the ribbon line here, and it cracks me up every time, because you'll be going along and you're hauling butt, and then you look around, you're like, man, I don't see a fresh track ahead of me. And then you're like, I haven't seen a pink ribbon in a while. And you look way over, and the ribbon line's like a quarter mile to your left or to your right. You'll see you'll see racers going through, and you're like, oh man, I am way off course. I just got off. Did you notice? Yeah, I was off course. You were watching the video, and you didn't even know I got lost until I was lost. That's how easy it is. You're just going along, you're like, man, I don't see any fresh tracks. I don't see any ribbons. Where the hell did the course go? All right, we got an uphill. Yeah. Here comes Darren, though. He's going the wrong direction. Where you going, Darren? We got Christian get kicked off to the right over there. That leaves Trixie up for a pass. Get it, girl. Very good. Well done. Pat on the back for that one. I love it when you hit a hill climb clean. Everyone else going zigging zagging around, and you make some passes. Always feels really good. Coming up, just got some open sections here. You see, the front fender's not in the field of view, so I'm really far forward on the bike. My head's over the number plate, maybe even a little bit farther forward. It really, I think, helped me out. Saved a lot of energy on my forearms. I already got a hill climb coming up. Got Marty up ahead of me. He's a Loop 1 only racer, so in Hare Hound, there's a lot of guys that only ride Loop 1. And a lot of them are the, the older guys. They don't have the conditioning to hit a whole, 80 miles of racing air. It's very taxing. It's like running a full marathon. If you don't have the conditioning, you have the option to just race half the race, which I still think is pretty cool. Any reason to come out to the desert, take the camp route? I love it. There's Amy off to the left here. We're gonna get a pass around to hit it. Yeah, Trixie, throw some rocks in the face. Got a sharp left turn coming up here. I should have cut the corner a little bit better. Coming a little too hot, has to slow way down. There's a lot of big rocks right here. Those little details on a race can really add up, and you lose time. If you can shave off a corner or two, straighten out the course, over a 3 or 4 hour race, that really can save you a lot of time. Got Mario here going a little slow down the wash. Got to get around here and take this line to the right. Well done, nice pass. Next up, David from the Invaders. He's got that bright pink jersey, easy to spot. You can see those Invaders a mile away. Makes me think about my jersey. Can I see my jersey a mile away? I do the gray kind of camouflage. I really like it. I've gone from red and blue to this gray black camouflage, and I like the color, match the bike to it and all that. But I'm always thinking about, like, what should I do for the next season? Should I change it up a little bit? I'd like to add in some red maybe. I don't know. If you'd like to get a custom-made jersey, just head on over to canvasmx.com and you can get a pre-made one, or you can custom make your own. The whole thing, head to toe, is pretty cool. Then you can stand out like David there, be all pink and say, look at me. Or you can do camouflage like how I do, so that when you crash, no one sees you. You just blend right into the dirt and they just pass you on by and leave you there for good. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to get around David here. Looking up ahead, there's a couple switchbacks. I'm like, it's so rocky though. Look at these chunky rocks left and right. It's a hard section to get around in one because it's some nasty, sharp rocks. I get over here and I think I'm gonna get the pass. He goes off to the left and I'm gonna go off to the right. And I get over there and it just gets really bumpy, and I can look ahead and I just see some really big chunky rocks. I'm like, oh, nope.
That was rocky.
Yeah, it's rocky. You gotta be careful. It's a gamble sometimes when you try to make a hard pass. You pick a bad section and then you can get kicked out and dump your bike over. But it's gonna happen. Gotta get around. I've gotta get better. Like right here, that would have been the perfect time to pass, but I don't.
Look ahead of him to find the
Yeah,
pass.
you do, you dummy. All right, here's a little S-turn in the course. This is legal. You get leeway off the course, but it heads back left and I overshoot it. Run way wide, come back, and David, he just shoots on ahead of me. He doesn't give a rip about what I'm doing. He's riding his own race. Good for him, but I find a little sneaky line through the rocks here. Twist the throttle, finally get ahead. These passes are, they're fun. I like, see, he didn't give up. He didn't just pull over. I like that. Just make me work. I'll figure it out sooner or later. I gotta get better on that. I do waste a lot of time figuring out how to get around somebody. That's all part of racing, and I really like it. So, if you gotta get around somebody, give them a rev, but don't be that guy that's just revving on everyone, wanting everyone to get out of their way so they can just have a smooth, unobstructed trail, race. I'm like, yeah, don't be that guy. You gotta work for it sometimes, and I don't mind at all. All right, get in some sandy stuff. Twist the throttle there, Georgia. Get some speed going. Trixie, she wants to eat. And you got some racers up there. Go catch them. There they are. All right, another pink jersey. How about that, folks? That's Tim. And watch him through the sandy turns there. It made me laugh because I'm like, yeah, I'm not the only one struggling on the sandy turns here. I do like my skinnier front tire. I do think it's helped. It's tracking better on the twists.
You're not the only one struggling in the sand.
Yeah, that's right, Tim. Got caught by the Trixie cam. Struggling through the sandy demon washes. That's what I call the sandy demons. Get up right behind them here, kind of know where to go. Real tight little narrow wash. I guess you could jump up on the side, that's it, within the 50 feet. I think on Hare Hounds, you're allowed 50 feet outside, left to right of the ribbon line. Twist the throttle, George, get him. Oh, you gotta pay, now you get a bunch of roost in the face.
Yeah, roosted.
Yeah, my poor camera taking a beating today. Get up here. This is the Los Angeles checkpoint. Look at this guy. Looks like Darth Vader. These guys are all dressed up in costume. Ew! They're having a party, folks. I like this checkpoint. They're all dressed up, having a good time. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, they could be dressed up as an ICE agent. I wouldn't care. I'd still be like, yeah, get some. All right, look at Tim there. He's all over the place. He needs to get on the line, stand up on his pegs, and get some balance going. That's what he needs to do. Gets through the rocks here, and he's just getting kicked around a little bit too much. There you go, he's up, but now he's sitting down, loses his bounce a little bit and sits down, gets kicked around, needs to keep up. There he goes, your opportunity, George. Well done, got around him. This next guy, he's hard to catch. He's a dirt digger. You know those dirt diggers, they know about the dirt. They're all about it. They just twist the throttle and send it. But up these little hills, the little rocky sections, I'll catch him. And then on the flat open ground, he takes off again. And so I'm really having a tough time getting around him. And then, you know, I'll just take a little bit of a break and I'll just settle in behind him for a little while. And I'm like, all right, he's at a good pace. Just settle down. There's still got a whole nother loop to go. But pick your time when you pass him. You know, wait for him to maybe make a mistake or wait for an opportunity where I can cut a corner or something like that, get around him. Then we get into this sandy wash, and he takes off again. So he's fast through the open sandy stuff. Get over here and a little bit of rocks, he holds them up. So I did this for a long time, went on for, it felt like miles and miles. We probably dropped into a big sandy river wash kind of deal, and I just let Trixie loose, twisted the throttle, and I finally got around him, threw some sand up in his face, which is good. Thinking I was gonna get a pass right there. We got this little rock outcrop on the outside. Should have took the inside or the left side. It's risky though. Twist that throttle, George. See there, you could have got around him right there. It's risky though. We get through these creosote bushes, and they got little berms, little bumps, and you don't know if there could be a rock in the way too. It's just risky. Cross this road right here. All these roads have a little dip and a lip on the other side. So if you're really coming in hauling the mail, it can be dangerous as well. If you're not positioned right, you can get bucked off the bike, fly over the handlebars. But I just quite well threw a rock up in me. It's right there. Get after it. Twist the throttle. We turn right. Yeah, I had so many times. I'm watching the video. It's easy to tell myself that I could have passed at any given time, but in the moment, I was playing safe. Anyways, here comes a checkpoint. After the checkpoint, this big sandy wash, really wide, and I just opened Trixie up, got the pass around him, threw some sand up in the face. You know, that's what you do when you pass someone. At least that's what everyone does to me. This goes on for a ways, get into the sandy wash, I twist the throttle, Trixie makes a pass, get around him, and we still had quite a ways. My battery dies, so that's the end of loop one. Did pretty good, 1 hour, 31 minutes. Got held up, could have went a little faster, but you know, it's all right. They had the checkpoint after the pits. I thought that was kind of funny. Usually they do the checkpoint before the pits. This time they're doing it after, but yeah, whatever. Get over here, put my goggles on. I forgot my goggles were up. And then I lose the ribbon line right away. I'm like, where the heck did it go? And then I get over here, I'm like, all right, here it is. I thought that was funny, getting lost right off the start, not paying attention. Let's go, Trixie. Yeah, usually after the pits, you just roost it and let it rip. Let everyone know that you're off racing. But they have that checkpoint right after. Anyways, they got several fast sandy washes. I'm telling you, without the steering stabilizer, these fast sandy washes, I mean, it lets you know. The bike lets you know you are going fast. You're like, oh, holding on. You're like, keeping it stiff. I'm like, keep that steering wheel stiff. Don't let it start wagging on me. Trixie's flying here. It's got a couple turns. You're flying. It's hard to turn. Like, it's a little sketchy turn. You see that coming in hot in that turn, and coming to that far bank there, hitting the brakes, then back on it. All right, so loop 2 differs from loop 1. We're gonna go through a little bit harder terrain, which is the fun part. That's what everyone talks about, is the hard stuff that went through. So I like it. You know, some people like the fast and flowy stuff, but the war stories, when you get back you're at the bar, you're trading war stories. It's all about, oh, did you get that downhill? How about that uphill? How about that sketchy part? You know, that's the stuff you remember. So that's what I love about Loot 2, and that's what I love about Hare and Hounds, is that you don't run the same course over and over. Now behind me, I got Cameron. Cameron finishes 1 spot ahead of me. So we got a long Loop 2 battle going on where he's gonna be ahead of me, I'm gonna be ahead of him. And I get ahead of him pretty good. At the end, I just get pretty worn out. I'm not able to keep up the pace, but good riding through him. It's fun battling someone. Speaking of that, watch this pass coming up here. So I'm waiting for the opportunity to get around him, waiting for him to go wide, make a little mistake to get around him here. Gonna make this turn. He's gonna go wide to the right, and I see my window open up. He's wide to the right. All right, twist the throttle, but look how close. This is like bar to bar passing right there. Through the hard stuff. Yeah, I love that. I love that hard passing uphill, rocky climb. Now coming up, gonna have the crash of the day. I'll take that trophy. But there's a drop off. You do the race, you know there's this rocky drop off coming up. Wasn't expecting it. Hung, yeah, baby, it's coming. Hung to the right. I slam on the brakes, and then I hit my bash plate, and it just stops the bike, and I go right over the bars. Luckily, didn't get hurt, but here it is, folks. Yeah, got a face full of rock right there, Georgie. Got a whole bunch of man sounds coming out of you, too. It reminds me, my wife just watched this Cody Webb video on Instagram where he had this, it starts out with this super hot blonde talking about she just wants to hear a man just make a little noise, you know, it's like a sexual innuendo, it's a little grunt or something like that, and then it cuts to Cody. He's riding the Hawaiian hard enduro. Yeah, it's a highlight video for sure. But it cuts to Cody in the hard enduro in Hawaii, and he's all, you know, he's having to push his bike, and it just cracked me up. I'm like, honey, have you ever watched my videos? I'm like, you know, like half the race. I'm grunting all the time. Of course, to me, it sounds like something else. It sounds like me after I've had some coffee. I think that's what it is. Now I got a nice downhill, letting the bike roll. Getting better. I just did my poker run out in Jabo, and of course I had King of the Motos before that. I do get a lot of really steep, really nasty downhills. It's just I'm not quick at them. But I'm gonna make for it. There's a big downhill in Loop 2. Now we gotta get through these sandy washes though, my kryptonite. There's a big downhill Loop 2, and I'm gonna make a ton of passes. And it's not that I'm graceful about it, it's just that I'm not scared of them. I mean, I'm not scared of them. I'm just more hardcore. Yeah, hardcore enduro. That's what I'm talking about. Just more hardcore than them. Anyways, get up here. And I hear someone behind me. I pull over to the left, let them pass. And it's Travis right there flying by in his Cowie. You don't see a lot of Kawasaki's anymore. The old green bikes, just not a lot of them out here doing desert stuff. You don't see them in hard enduros ever. But it's kind of fun seeing different bike brands, you know. There's so many orange bikes out here, white bikes. Of course, you got the Yamahas and a couple red bikes with the Hondas out here. A lot of orange bikes, so it's just cool seeing some other bikes out here, other bike brands. I love that. But Travis, really good rider. He was crushing the downhills. You'll see it. We'll get up here and you'll see him go downhill. On this techie stuff, on the uphills, I get right up, I reel him back in, get her right next to him. But on the downhills, he just lets that Cowie fly down the hill. I was impressed. In fact, I was like, all right, I need to keep up with him. And then at one point during the race, he just pulls over. I don't know if he's taking a little rest break, whatever. He just pulls over, and I get around him. But it was a good little battle for a ways. I was chasing him. Coming up, we got a nice little downhill descent. And you see there's Travis up ahead. You got this guy in the orange jersey right ahead of me. He's going to lose his balance. And I get around, I go to the high side, I think I run over his foot. It's so cool. So yeah, you see Travis, he'll just take off. This guy in orange getting around, losing his balance. But Travis, he just starts bombing down the hill right there. So he sticks out his foot, loses his balance. He almost goes over to the left, watch. Loses it right there, he almost loses it. Go high side. Yeah, it's like, watch your foot. Running it over. Hey, Travis just bombed this hill. It just went right down it. It's pretty steep. Turn the engine off, just let it roll down. Stay in control, Georgie. I know you like to go fast, but you gotta stay in control. Making my fair share of grunts. Getting down. I don't know why I'm grunting so much. Alright, get down in the creek right here. Got some rocks to get through. Well done. Catch your breath, old man. Breathe. I'm always telling myself, calm down and breathe. I got a couple sandy washes to go through. I cut out a lot of the sandy washes just because it's, it's not that exciting. I mean, while you're racing, it is, but just video-wise, you're like, I've seen this one already. Got to help Bill climb. Catching Travis there. He needs to practice his uphills. Like, I need to practice downhills. I think Travis needs to practice uphills. Get over here. Stops in front of me. I think I should have went past high. You get leeway in the ribbon line, and even though you're on this big hill, I could take a high line there and get around him, make the pass. Because now he's holding me up. I need to have a strategy for the harder sections of how to get around it. The big downhill, I didn't hold back, so we got a couple mountain ridges to go over, and we'll get to this big downhill that I've been talking about, and I just go for it. I'm like, all right, I'm not waiting. I mean, I did wait for a little bit, but then I was like, I'm not waiting no more, and I made several passes, got through. It was a little bit of a bottleneck even. Got a nice sandy downhill right here. If you guys watched day one of the President's Poker Run I put on, we had that hill climb challenge. It was like 1,000 feet of elevation gain. And the downhills were just so long and massive. I mean, they're very steep, steeper than that, and it's just sandy downhill, and they take forever to go down. So you get a lot of practice at it. You get comfortable going downhill. Now, after the race, on the way home, I stopped at Jawbone Cafe, and I talked to Gary, who I met several times there. Gary knows like every trail in Jawbone. He's a great guy to talk to. And then Anthony was there too, met him. He does the Jawbone riding channel. And I love watching that stuff, so I watch his channel all the time, riding through Jawbone, just because Jawbone's one of my favorite places to go riding. Anyways, I was telling him, I think a lot of the racers that race here in Spangler, and then we go down to Johnson Valley, I think a lot of those guys don't ever come up to Jawbone and Barren Ridge area, which I think they should. They get a lot of hill climbing training. Downhill, uphill, Jawbone brings it. All right, here's Kobe letting me pass. I don't know if that's his buddy up there. Oh, he's all right. Looks like that guy had some rock trouble. Got through. Anyways, I'm just keep talking about Jawbone. I think it's a great area. I'd like a race to be there. I think that area is a missed opportunity for a club to throw out some kind of race. I don't know. It doesn't have to be a Hare Hound or something. It could be something different. Hey, look who that is. That's Alexander. How'd he get ahead of me? It's like magic. I thought I passed him in loop one, but there he is. He must have had a fantastic pit stop, or maybe he didn't pit, just went right on through. And looky here, that's Steve right ahead of me. He's the one that back in loop one passed me like I was going backwards. He is in my class, and he had the fastest loop one in my class. But loop two's throwing some obstacles at him, giving him a little trouble. Trixie breathing down his neck. And I think he felt the pressure. It's coming after him. Get up here. There's a hard left. He gives me a look, and then I know I'm in his head. He sees me. He's like, oh no, there's hardcore enduro again. It's coming after me. Part of racing is a mental head game. There you see that little look right there? He's like, oh no, there is Georgie. He's got Trixie breathing down my neck. So we get over here. I do give him a red. He's just, struggling a little bit. And it's my one rev. I give him a little rev. He pulled over right there and got around him. Now we get up this creek. This creek has some obstacles. I really liked it. And it's got this one rock wall. It's about a 6-foot wall to get up. And it was one wall I wanted to hit. Is that my biggest regret of the whole race was this rock wall. You got Travis up there shrugging. I'm catching him. Well, he's going to stop right in front of the wall. There he stopped. I'm coming in, and it throws me off. So I get up here, and then he goes left. I'm like, nah, I think he can go straight. And then I come up here, and I go too far left, get kicked out. I should have carried momentum, stayed to the right, and went right up and over. I was so pissed. I was like, dang it, that was the hard enduro section of the day, the little obstacle. And Mr. Hardcore Enduro didn't even get that. I'm like, I let everyone down. Travis got by me. You got Alex got by me. I know, you let everyone down. Way to go, Georgie. Everyone follows your channel, was expecting you to hit that, and you missed them. Anyways, catch right back up to these guys. There's still some hard obstacles up here. And right here, I was thinking how to get out. I almost made a high pass right here. I was like, going for it. Telling you folks, I love the hard stuff. Racing hard enduros. If you guys haven't raced a hard enduro, I highly recommend, if you're thinking about, go enter. The next one that's coming up that's local is Donner. It's a fun, it's a great area, nice and cool. It's high in the Sierras. Sometimes there's still snow on the trail, so it's nice and cool. It has rained like the day before, the day after, so it's nice and cool. But it's one of them hard enduros that just brings it. It's not like the King of the Motos that just Rocky Creek after Rocky Creek. I mean, it just beats you down, whereas the Donner has all kinds of fun obstacles. It's got log crossings, got granite slabs that go up and down. You go through muddy creeks and stuff like that. It's all like what you picture a hard enduro, that's what Donner brings. I really like it. It's a lot of fun, and it really helps out. If you like racing Hare and Hounds, it's really going to help you out in all these hard sections. Or the Loop 2s, anyways. All right, get around Alexander again for like the third or fourth time. I mean, how many times you got to pass someone before they stay past? Jeez. Going downhill, Travis, I'm telling you, he just takes off. Look at this guy.
All right.
He's all right. Got his helmet off, though, taking a break. Maybe he's got some bike issues. It's Travis, he's going to have a bike issue or something coming up. He just pulls over. Because I'm like, this guy's going quick. I need to just stay at his pace. I got him on the techie stuff, but on the open desert stuff, like right here, this sand wash, he just takes off. Look how far ahead. He's just twisting that throttle like cow. He's screaming. Trixie's just like, I can't keep up. She's just trying to go as fast as she can. It's sketchy going as fast as we are through these sandy washes. So Travis, he just needs to work on his slow game and get faster. The techie stuff, if he gets better at the tech stuff, because he's got this fast stuff mastered, I think. He gets better at the slow game, and he's going to be a contender. He'll be right up there. Like, his Hare and Hounds, he's going to do really well. For me, I ride slow all the time, so I need to get better at the fast stuff. But the fast stuff, yeah, it's sketchy. I'm old. I know I don't look it. I still look like I'm a dashing young man, but I'm old. 45. I'm going to be 46 in like 20 days. Get up there, y'all. Pretty soon I'm going to be in the master class. Yeah, that sounds really old. I'm in the senior class already. Moving up to the master class in just over 4 years. That just blows my mind. I'm like, I'm not that old, am I? I guess I am. Got a little hill climb coming up. You know what that means? I'm going to catch up to these guys. I'm good at hill climbing. I know I don't... The poker run, I really didn't do so good. Well, Shane, he was so good. He had that 500. That 500 just ate up any of the hill climbs. But I'm still pretty good. I enjoy hill climbing. Downhills is a weakness, and the sandy, twisty washes are my weakness, too. Get over here. There's Travis. Just pulls over. I know what's going on. Got a bike issue. Maybe just hungry. Need a water break or something like that. But I never see him again, so I don't know what happened to Travis. Maybe he's changing out a GoPro battery. I didn't do that today. Usually I do, but I knew I was running close to the lead. I didn't know exactly what place I was, and I was like, I don't have time to change the battery out. Every minute, second's counting. This guy just stops right in the middle of the course. Can't do that, buddy. Actually, I do that several times too, but you think no one's behind you, and then you stop, and sure enough, somebody's right behind you. But yeah, general rule, but if you gotta pull over, pull off to the side, get off the course, change out your GoPro batteries. I'm running a new battery. It's the, a new Enduro one. They have Enduro ones, and this is supposed to be like a new Enduro one, doubly Enduro, which is supposed to last an hour and a half, but it only lasts about an hour and 10 minutes, so its lifespan's getting short already. Need to get new ones. I go through a lot of GoPro batteries. You know, they don't last forever. If I was ever gonna get a sponsor, I'd like a big sponsorship. It would be from GoPro, because I go through a lot of GoPro batteries. I've gone through a lot of GoPro cameras. Whoa, Georgie. Stay on the trail. A little rocky back there. But I go through so many batteries. Half the time I just forget to close my case. Actually, I got a new case. So I got my bag mount on the Trixie mount in the middle of the handlebars. And then inside the bag, I got another bag that holds just the batteries. Because before the batteries were just flopping around inside that bag. And I'm like, you know what? I need to keep the batteries more together. So I got another bag inside that bag. Keeps all the batteries from flopping around everywhere. That way, in case this stays, the theory is if I keep the bag open, forget to zip it, that bag has all the batteries that'll fly out of there and keep all the batteries together. It'll be easier to find than just, one battery here, one battery there. It'd be a lot easier to find out. All right, we got Josh, Dirt Diggers, right in front of us. Hold me up. Come on, Josh, let's go. We got the big downhill coming up. This is what everyone was talking about today. Get around Josh. He's going to probably take a little break right here. This was the monster downhill. That was pretty steep. This was no joke. You'd get something like this in a hard enduro.
Totally.
King of the Motos would have something like this. King of the Motos had several just insanely steep downhills. A little bit worse than this. I mean, this was still pretty steep, but you could get through. But there's a little bottleneck got Cash right there ahead of me. Keeps looking back at me. I mean, I know my jersey looks good, Cash, but you don't gotta keep looking back at me. Anyways, get on down, there's a holdup, and I'm like, gosh, I'm wasting time here, so I'm gonna hop on this outside line. No one's hitting it. People are walking their bikes down right now. I'm like, it's not that bad. So I get out here, outside line. I get rolling, y'all. I get hold up right here, but then I get rolling. I got Eric right there. Gonna get around Eric. Bring in some heat. Eric looking at me. He's like, that guy's crazy. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Get around John. Tell these bottlenecks, gotta get creative. Gotta take some risks. People holding me up. Let's go, girl. There's Shane. Get around Shane. This guy just out hiking, helping people out. I'm off here walking. It's kind of sketchy right here, but I'm hiking down. There's Jayden. Get around Jay right there. This is pretty gnarly, folks. I mean, you'd get something like this King of the Motos for sure. I mean, this is legit. I'm really happy they threw it in for a Hare and Hound. This is fun. This is where people have the stories, the war stories of going over the bars or walking their bike. Brandon looking back at me. He knows I'm coming. See how steep it is? He saw that his rear tire lifted up there. Rolling down. Stay in control, Georgie. When you're going down these steep descents, you're dragging that rear tire, right? And it's just sliding left and right, and you're kind of bouncing, and it's like a luge. And you're just keeping the bike balanced. But every once in a while, you gotta let that rear tire roll so it gets traction. I know it's scary getting fast, but sometimes having a little momentum going down is all right. Get up here, and there's another pinch point. It's holding everyone up. And in front of Brandon there is Zach. And Zach says, man, if somebody walked around, they could make a whole bunch of passes. And I think it was talking to me because it just hit a nerve on me. And I was like, all right, calling me out on it. I'm going to do it. But I started looking to the right anyways. And I thought, man, if you went high to the right there, I know it's rocky, but I think you could get around. See, Zach said that. And I'm like, all right, I'm going.
All right, making some hard passes.
Yeah. I'm gonna fall right
on it.
He did, and then I'm gonna
do it.
Yeah, you are, and then you're gonna fall on your butt.
There you go.
Yeah. But Zach was a good sport about it, and he let me get in front of him anyways. You know, if someone's trying hard, I'll let him go too. Like, this guy's really getting after it. I'm just gonna let him go. Then we got Sean right ahead of me. He pitted right next to me. But he got this middle line, and this is where I wish he had the engine on, because I need a little bit of speed. I don't have speed. I get over here and I get hung up on a rock, and then I tip over. Hey, Georgie, language now. Anyways, yeah, so then I should have been patient, just went behind Sean, trying to be greedy, but I should have, could have had the engine on. I needed momentum. Now I'm holding up. I'm creating the bottleneck. I'm that guy. Anyways, finally get through. The rest of it's kind of easy. Down the rest, you just kind of ski down. It's like fall into the rock right there. Come on, get your composure back. I was pissed that I fell down those rocks. I was trying to split. I did pretty good. I made a whole bunch of passes coming down this slope here. And then right at the bottom here, I'm making all these mistakes. But overall, I went hard, and I think the risk reward, I won that battle right there. Made a whole bunch of passes. So we get down here into the valley. We're gonna curve around, which would be the east end of this mountain range, and then we're gonna head south, and we're going all the way across the valley to the south side of Spangler there. And they've got this, I don't know, it's like 10 miles, it feels forever. Maybe 8 miles, maybe less than that, 5 miles. Anyways, I know it's coming, and they do this on almost every Hare and Hound. It's my least favorite part of the race, and I use this section just to take it easy. Some guys get after it. Like all the guys I just passed on that downhill, they get after it, and they can scream across the valley, and then they'll have some hard stuff on the other side, which then I'll make up ground on them. I'll get them all back. But you know, that is my least favorite part of the Hare and Hound is crossing from North Spangler to South Spangler. It's just this big expanse, going through very fast sandy washes. You're going perpendicular, crossing sandy washes, and you're just, by this time, your legs, my legs anyways, are pretty shot, and I'm just getting beat up. All right, we got a little hill climb, though, before we get over there. Rocky, come on, George, you do better than this. I don't do the best climb here. I'm getting bounced around quite a bit. See this guy off to the right there. And he got kicked out, and he can't get started again. The secret to these really rocky, bumpy climbs is just a smooth, steady idle. Smooth on the throttle. You don't want to be, you don't want to be in a higher gear. We're really in a higher RPM where it can be real twitchy, because it's real easy to hit a rock and then you're giving a little burst and that rear tire will just slide down on you. I mean, you got to try to avoid all the big rocks, picking lines, but just smooth. Even when you nose into a rock, just being smooth. Don't let that rear tire spin, and she'll just keep grabbing, just keep tractoring up the hill. If you gotta sit, but if you can stand, you know, just keep your knees kind of wide, let that bike bounce around under you, and because it's gonna get kicked around by the rocks, and it's all right. As long as you can be smooth, you're gonna stay up and keep climbing. All right, folks, now we're gonna do what I was talking about earlier. We're gonna bomb on over to the south side of Spangler here, and it's my least favorite part of the Hare and Hounds in Spangler. It's just, I know it's coming now, and I just know it's gonna beat me up. Watch this. There, I got that bush. I got the flag. It's stuck on my left arm. It won't get off. I'm trying to shake it. It's still on there. I'm riding with it for a long time. I just give up. It's just on my arm. The flag's flapping in the wind right there. And it finally goes away. Yeah, and I'm telling myself, this is that long stretch. Just be patient. All right, I'm trying to talk. You shut up, Georgia. I'm trying to talk here. Just be patient. Save some energy. It's a long, you know, it looks, there it is. We're going all the way over there through this checkpoint. It's like 5 miles, maybe 8 miles, something like that. So these guys that I pass on the downhill, they're gonna come screaming by. It's gonna be, I think, Zach, he's the first one that screams on by me. There he goes. Go ahead, yeah. I'm conserving energy at this time. I've already made up a lot of ground, so I can conserve some energy. A couple of years ago, there was a crash right here. Some guy, the way the course went through this little rocky section. I think the guy broke his femur. It was a bad crash. He had to get, I think, helicopter out of here. You break a big femur, you know, that's close to an artery. That can be very deadly. You know, that bone can cut an artery and then you bleed out internally and you die. So I don't know what's worse. I broke my pelvis last year, and a femur sounds worse to me. I'd rather break my pelvis again than my femur. The femur breaking, that just sounds terrible. Big drop off in this ledge right here. Should have given some more juice. I don't land hard. If I would have given some more juice, would have been a little bit softer landed. Off to the races. It's max gas. Just twist that throttle. It's stressful. It's scary as hell for me right now. Just going as fast as you can. And even as fast as I'm going, you know who's coming up here? It's Reese. There she goes. This is Reese from a couple years ago. I had to help her on several, throwing rocks in my face too. Thank you. I deserve it though. If y'all remember from a couple years ago racing, several Hare and Hounds, I had to help Reese. She had a broken bike, or she ran out of gas, or she was just struggling on a hill climb. And she's 13 or 14 years old a couple years ago, so she's got to be like 16 or something now. But she is flying. Like, I'm going fast, folks, and she passed me like I'm going backwards. She is flying across this flat stuff. I'm telling you, I'm impressed. There goes Eric. Here's another guy pass on the downhill. Then behind Eric's gonna come Jayton. He's coming up a little bit, but I'm just so impressed by Reese. It's I got a 9-year-old daughter, and I was thinking about, there goes Jayton right there, throwing rocks in my face. Yeah, but my 9-year-old daughter just got her first bike. She's got a little 110 Yamaha. There goes Brandon right there. Oh, big rocks. I know, my poor GoPro. Takes a beating, but still gets her done every time. But anyways, yeah, so we got her a 110 Yamaha. It's a TTR 110. It's got the electric start on there. It's an automatic 4-speed. You know, it's still shift, but it's no clutch. Really good bike. So I can't wait to get her out racing on one of the youth rides. I think she would do really good. And once she has fun and sees, like, I don't know, feels the energy, I think she'll be hooked. And then that's gonna be good for me, because that means I gotta take her out training and riding, and that means more time on the bike, more riding. It's gonna be fun. But when I see Reese up there, that's what I think of. I think of my daughter, and Reese is really fast. Like, she passed me up like I'm going backwards. And I'm like, man, that's amazing. If I was her dad, I'd be like, hell yeah! You know, I can't wait for that to be me one day. I got a little bit more time to go before my son gets up there. He's riding his little Stasic already. He's loving that thing. He rode all the way, it's a half mile to my brother's house all by himself. It made me proud. He's on that little thing. He's got his big old helmet on. You know, looks like a little cartoon character. He's all little body. He's got a big old helmet on him. It just makes you proud. Watch him. I get lost right here. I got Cameron behind me too, so I'm leading him astray. It's my strategy. Get everyone else lost, just like me. All right, coming up to another checkpoint, and then right after the checkpoint, we gotta cross Trona Road. And you'll see, look at the sign, they have slow, so you're supposed to go slow, so I'm coming up. And right before I get to the road, they flip it to stop because there's a car coming. I have to slam on the brakes. I mean, I wasn't coming in slow enough. I just thought maybe not the greatest place for a checkpoint. If we're gonna put a checkpoint, I put a checkpoint after the road, because you know, after every checkpoint, people are twisting the throttle and going for it. So my suggestion is, so you can see the road in the background. Here's the checkpoint coming in here, and it's just natural. You hit the checkpoint, hit the gas, and then it's slow, then boom, flips it to stop. I'm like, and then the car goes through. Yeah, that's kind of dangerous. So my advice, don't put a checkpoint right before the road, because people are going to be hitting the throttle right after the checkpoint. And it's just, you do it on all of them. It's just natural. All right, make it on over here. Over here's a cool spot. You see, look at the distance, about 1 o'clock. Now it's coming over to 12 o'clock, right on the horizon, that peak right there. That is checkpoint 1 of my Thanksgiving poker run that we held last year. Had a great time. Had a good group of guys come out. And we spent 8 hours doing 7 checkpoints. It was a long day of riding. There it is up to the left. Come right on up and over. That was pretty cool. I was thinking about the whole time I should stop and check my ammo can. I don't know if I think there's a sign-in book up there. Got Jaden off to the right there. He missed a turn. He's probably looking up in the hill going, holy crap. We gotta go up that thing. Here's Brandon. Didn't make it up. See you later, Brandon. Trixie's coming through. I'm in my zone right now. I got Cameron right behind me too. I can hear his thumper. And I'm like, I'm gonna make him work hard for this pass. If I hear a rev, I'll pull over, but I'm making him work hard, chasing me through here. And he was having a good time. Later on, I'll stop, pull over, and he's all, man, that was fun. And he said, no, you keep on going, I'll follow you. So here we go, right up here, checkpoint 1, my cash can's at the base of those rocks to the left right there. I wonder if anyone's found it and signed in. No, well, we're racing here. Ain't no time to go look. Got the pretty steep downhill here. Got some big old rutted out, washed out ruts coming up too. Gonna hang on to the left. I was thinking which way they're gonna take it, because this is really rutted out here. I remember coming up it. There you go on this high left line, go around the ruts, and then you're gonna cross over here. That is a deep trench right there. Don't want to fall in that. cross over to the other side. Now on the Thanksgiving poker run, we had Manny going up that. And he was having a hell of a time. He was hitting all those big ruts. So it kind of made me, I was thinking about that. You know, you're racing, but I was still thinking about other things at the same time. And just, you know, because our poker run went right through there. So I was thinking about Manny going up there having a hard time. But he just wrote about the video. I think he just finally watched that one and said he had such a good time. So Manny, if you're watching this one, that's where you were. All right, we've got a fun little climb coming up. We're gonna cross the face of this hillside, hang a sharp right, and then it's a pretty big hill climb. And you got Eric, who dumped his bike right at the top. Now as I'm climbing up here, I see that his bike's on the right-hand side dumped, and I have to make a last-minute decision. I'm like, all right, there's a left line, taking the left line. So I got up here, I see the bike's down already, and I'm like, he's not gonna be out of the way, so I gotta hang a left up here and just go right up and over that little step up there. Good job, Georgie. Eric, you were so close. How come you didn't make that? You were right at the top. Man, flying down this downhill though. Watch out, Georgie. Stay in control. No, I was in the zone. I was just getting after it right now. Scraping foot pegs. Did you hear that rev? I heard a rev. So I'm like, oh, someone revved on me. I'm flying down here and someone revved on me. So I pull over and it's Cameron. He comes down. I don't know if he was revving at me or if he was just...
Good shit, dude.
That's good.
I fucking love it.
I was trying to make you work for that one.
Go for it. I'll be right behind you.
All right.
Hey, so he was all about it. So I don't think he was revving at me. He's like, nah, I'll go behind you. So very cool. Cool dude. So I get after it. He wants to go behind me. I got to put it on a show for him. And we do pretty good. We're going pretty quick here. We catch back up to Reese. There's some harder stuff up here, so we catch up to her, and then the battery's gonna die, so I don't get the finish of the race on video here. But towards the end, Reese gets kicked out by a rock, and we fly on by her, and I'm thinking she's done. I'm like, all right, she's not gonna pass us again. And me and Cameron both, we're still battling back and forth. Well, Cameron gets ahead of me, and then Reese just comes flying through and passes us both again and beats us both all the way to the finish line. Got a sharp little right-hand turn, and there's Reese right there. But we were just so impressed. We get done, and Cameron's like, did you see her? She was so fast. And I'm like, yeah, I know, man. She threw the open stuff. She is like a pro. I don't have a prayer of keeping up with her. I can hold my own through the hard stuff, but in the open stuff, man, that is next level. So pretty awesome. But this hard stuff slows her down pretty good, so I'm able to keep up with her here. Little rocky downhill. I could have made a pass, but I didn't want to be a dick because I know who she is and she's a good person. I'm like, I'm not gonna pass her right now. And if she dumped the bike over, had trouble, I'd have to help her because that's just who I am. Get on down through here. Got a big climb up the other side. Got to jump across this big old rut though right now. Like don't dump in the front. Jump across that. Really rocky, loose rocks here. And the grass, a little shrubbery, bushes that are hiding these rocks. They're climbing up here and they got good softball-sized rocks. And I get kicked out towards the top, and I don't know where, she knows where it goes. I don't know how she knows it's going right here, but she starts going right, so I'm like, all right, I'll start going right. And then I get kicked right there, almost dumped the bike over, but save it. Get on up here, and we're gonna head on down, and I'm like, all right, be a little more cautious. These rocks are a little hidden in the bushes. And you'll see it gets really rocky, but we get on through. Reese is doing a good job. She's flying, I'm telling you, she's a good rider. But just take your time through this stuff. You got to pick a good line. It's very crucial. Pick a good line so you don't get bounced around or kicked around. And watch this. As I said, right here. Boom. Hit that rock. Kicked out. But I'm keeping my knees wide, so I'm letting that bike bounce around a little bit. Jacob, same thing's going to happen to him right up here. Just watch him get hit. Boom. Right there. Loses his balance. Goes off left. Get the pass. Right on. Go catch Reese there. Can't let a girl beat you, George. You can't let a girl beat you. Now that's awesome. I have so much respect for her, and I'm telling you, I can't wait for my daughter to be there one day. It's gonna be fun. Anyway, she's going slow. I see this inside line. Split the rocks, twist the throttle, George. That was your chance. You're still racing here. I don't care that she's a youth girl. You can beat her. Go around the left now. I'm trying to find a sneaky way around her, but it's really bumpy, rocky through here. And you got Sean up ahead of her. Sean's who I pitted next to. We saw him earlier in that big old downhill. Finally caught up to him. And I'm like, I can get Reese. I can get her back. Just stay right on her butt. Don't let her get away. You got Sean up there. It's going to slow her down. I think there's a little sneaky lower line, but it connects back again. Sean, get ready. You're about to be passed by a girl. Taking a break. A little wild down here, but man, Reese just took off. Let the bike roll. So I'm just pulling the clutch. Trixie, she just starts rolling on me. We drop down into this little wash now, and we got to go under the railroad tracks, and there's a little sneaky tunnel that goes under, and it is as big as the bike. Now, Reese walks her bike through. I just sit all the way back on the rear fender, and I just ride Trixie through. Of course, I got the headlight. I can see where I'm going. But it was a cool little line. I mean, I like this little stuff. It's like a little iconic thing you can go find. I usually do the big tunnel, which is about a mile north of here. But now I know there's this little sneaky one. I mean, look at it. I'm sitting on the rear fender. I got my head tucked down. It's basically as tall as the handlebars, as wide as the handlebars. I mean, it's a snug fit through here. Yeah, it sure is. It's like how drug smugglers do it across the border. You can't do these little tight places. They just need a little dirt bike. It'd save a lot of time. Go real quick. Get on through. The other side got, I don't know, about 5 miles ago, but my battery's gonna die. So I'm gonna bring this video to an end. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This was the 4 Aces Hare and Hound. I got first place in my class, y'all. First time ever in a Hare and Hound. I was so excited. And Reese, tip my hat to you. You did an awesome job. You're really inspiration for young women riders out there. You can ride fast. You do fall up here, and I do pass you. But you get me back and beat me anyways. So well done. And with that, you guys know what to do. Till next video comes out, get out and ride and get some.